Welcome back to my channel. In this video, bad news for the Florida Gators. Reported by Gators on 3. Zach O Abelverdi. Zach Abelverdi. I hope I said your name right, sir. He reports Florida Gators edge Justice Boone out for season with a torn ACL. If you follow the Florida Gators closely, well, like me, if you're a Gator fan, basically, you would know that Justice Boone was in competition with Jack Pyburn and I believe Tyreek Sapp for the starting edge role in the new defense led by new defensive coordinator Austin Armstrong. And Justice Boone suffered an injury during Thursday's scrimmage, and it was non-contact. And when I read that it was a non-contact injury, my heart sunk for the kid because non-contact injuries are typically where you get your ligament tears, your tendon tears, your torn muscles, things like that. So non-contact injuries are typically the worst. So Justice Boone suffered a lower body injury during Thursday's scrimmage. Gators coach Billy Napier provided an update on Boone's status on Friday. Justice Boone has torn his ACL and will have surgery in about 2 weeks, Napier said. This is one of the more challenging parts of the job. We're going to rally around Boone. There are tons of success stories of players who have had this injury. All Gators need to lift up Boone. He's one of the best we have. Boone appeared in all 13 games for the Gators last season. Started twice, finishing with 24 tackles, a tackle for loss, a sack, and a quarterback hurry. He made his first career start against Eastern Washington with Princely Umanyalan. I might have said that right. Moving to outside linebacker this year, Boone was the full-time starter at defensive end. That's probably going to get now, there's probably going to be a new competition opened up. Like I said, Jack Pyburn was noted as one of the guys who was competing with Boone for that start. Uh, Maybe this thing could open things up for Gators freshman edge rushers Kelby Collins or TJ Searcy. I mean, you never know. Um, when Napier asked which players made huge strides in the spring, the first one he listed was Boone. Um, I've been impressed with Boone, Napier said. Boone has shown maturity. I like his practice habits. I like his leadership. He's really grown as a man and his character. So that's bad news. I mean, you don't want to lose any player, not just simply from humanity aspect, but also a football aspect in the sense that you hate to lose depth at any position, because when you don't have depth at positions, it can at just one position, let alone a lot of positions, it can really alter the way your teams practice. Boone was one of 16 players named as team leaders for regimen workouts during the summer, and the staff also recognized him as the Gator made Danny Werfel Man of the Month in June. It felt pretty good, Boone said of the honor. I put in a lot of work that month to try to go outside my own mindset of caring about myself and just putting people before myself. That's something that Coach Napier always talks about, putting your acts of service to your teammates before yourself. I pride myself a lot on that. Honestly, since my freshman year, I've accepted the fact and taken the role of being a good teammate, regardless of who the star player is and making the plays, whether you're the scout team player that's giving the look. I've been priding myself on being able to step up. Yeah, man. That's bad news for the Gators when you're having a new defensive coordinator, one as young as Austin Armstrong, who's coaching in the SEC for the first time, and to lose out on a player, any player would be bad, but a guy that you have projected as a starter that Justice Boone was, that's bad news for the Gators defense. Bad news for the young man. I hope he comes back next year and is able to stay on the field and stay healthy. And for Justice Boone, this is probably the worst time to probably get an injury. Not just because how close it was to the season, not just because of the fact that he was listed as a starter when he got hurt, but if you look at Florida's recruiting class again, it comes back to the recruiting again. Florida has a has quite some defensive talent in the front seven coming over in the off season of next year. Aaron Charles, Jamonte Waller, a defensive lineman from the Gainesville area. I can't remember his name at the moment. Kendall Jackson. There you go. And whatever player that the Gators could be looking at in the transfer portal once the season is done. So just all around bad news for number 12.